Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ciara, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so we are back again with a January 2020 pick a card. So this is just going to be kind of like what you need to know overall for the month of January 2020. I cannot believe we're already in 2020. It's going to be a very big year, I think. And so let's go ahead and introduce the piles that we have here. So for pile 1, we have this Julian charm with the emerald. For pile 2, we have Count Lucio with the Howlite Stone. And for pile 3, we have Muriel with the Smoky Quartz. So definitely take as much time as you need. Meditate on the cards, use your own body as a pendulum, use a pendulum, whatever it is that's going to help connect you to your intuition and, call you to the right and appropriate pile or piles for you. So of course, not every single card, not every single message may resonate in a pile. That's because these are general readings for the collective. And so again, some messages might not resonate. This whole reading might not resonate, and that is perfectly fine. Just again, trust your intuition and what you're drawn to and apply what messages work for you and for your personal situation. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the piles. All right, for those of you who picked group 1 with the emerald, as well as this Julian charm here, let's go ahead and we're actually going to start off by pulling some charms for your overall January 2020. So let's go ahead and see what does my group 1s need to know for January 2020. All right. And I'm also going to pull some Scrabble letters here. So let's go ahead and see what does group 1 need to know for January 2020. All right, so we got some possible letters here as well. So again, these might represent, initials of names, maybe places, possible words. So let's actually start with these first. So we have a G. We have an X. We have an I. We have 2 I's here. We have a D. And we have an N. So you guys go ahead and see if any of these mean anything to you. I'd also notice the numerology we have here. We have 2 2s. We have 3 1s. So 111 might be a very significant number that you might be seeing. We also have the number 8. Again, these might all be significant as far as maybe time periods or, again, numerology of things. So let's also go ahead now and look more at your charms. So we're just going to go ahead and set those up here. And so let's go ahead and look at the charms more closely. And so we have some additional messages here. So we have trust is the union of intelligence and integrity. We also have life is a flow of love. Your participation is requested. And then we have cooking is easy, doing dishes is the hard part. I definitely feel like January is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you guys. Like, I feel like it's going to challenge you to, again, participate more in your own life, more in your own journey. Like, I feel like it's going to challenge you to be putting in action, to be communicating for sure. Definitely, a lot more with communication, of opening up more. I definitely feel like, that communication is going to be very important, both in just a practical sense, but also in the sense of your own psychic abilities, your own psychic skills. I feel like some of you might even be like meeting or going to a psychic or something in January, maybe getting like a reading, getting your natal chart read, your palm read, or something sort of significant in that way. I'm also seeing that, again, some of you might possibly be traveling in January. There's definitely some good luck here. There's generosity being shown, getting into a more grounded state. I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of stuff. Definitely be paying attention to sounds. There's power coming in for you. There's power in sound, in the words that you speak, in the words that you speak to yourself. So be very aware of how you're doing that. I feel like some of you have a birthday in January. I don't know why, but that's just coming through. Or maybe somebody has a birthday that's going to be significant. there's definitely, like, I feel like there's a sense of gift giving or like a surprise coming. Cycles, be careful of repeating certain cycles. It's time to break out of certain cycles that you've been stuck in for a while. Getting away from what you've always kind of known and done. And again, it's time to put in the work. Like, start off 2020 on the right foot by putting in the hard work to get you where you need to be by the end of 2020, I feel like. So let's go ahead now and also start diving into your cards, of course, starting with the tarot. So let's see what we have here. What was I talking about? I was talking about psychic gifts, and we have the High Priestess here. We also have the Hermit, very interesting. And we have, wow, we have 3 major arcanas right here for you guys. That is pretty wild. So this is, January 2020 is going to be a really huge month for you guys to start this journey, I feel like. It's a journey to claim your Emperor energy, your own, setting out those goals and really getting things done, especially taking a journey of the self, of your own sort of inner world here with the Hermit, putting in that practice, getting into that realm of the subconscious. That door is opening, especially with the High Priestess being here. It's like, again, be very aware of what's coming through in your dreams, what you're hearing, songs that are getting stuck in your head, but also putting in that action, that planning with the Emperor being here. It's like setting those goals and achieving said goals. This is definitely all about, I feel like, you guys. This isn't really about being involved with other people, or at least, like, so far it doesn't seem like this is going to be a big month for other relationships in your life. This is more about the relationship with yourself, I feel like. I also definitely think that, this is an opportunity for you guys to really get in touch with both, your feminine power, your divine feminine self, because again, we're all made up of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And so, and that's also this other side here with the Emperor. This is the masculine aspect. And so I definitely see that, there's going to be a lot to do with balancing those polarities, as well as, again, listening to your intuition. Your intuition is going to help you a lot in finding this introspection, finding these answers within that you need, and especially applying what it is you find there to achieve the actual physical goals that you need to within the month. I feel like there's definitely kind of a sense of slaying your own demons for the month. So let's also go ahead now and look at some of your key insights for January 2020. And so we have the 10 of Earth here. We also have the 6 of Air, and we have the Warrior of Fire. So let's go ahead and see specifically what the keywords are here. Again, I'm seeing polarity coming out in these. I see removing certain masks, and again, like that slaying your own demons kind of energy. So let's start with that 6 of Air here, which is all about solutions. Again, that's what I feel like you guys are trying to find. You're trying to find solutions to certain problems or how to achieve certain goals in January. And so this is also comparisons, compromise, open-mindedness, mindfulness, illumination, epiphany, personal power. So a time of search and investigation, totally that Hermit energy. Look at and compare a range of options. Weigh the pros and cons. Be willing to compromise. Don't let rigidity hamper possible success. A moment of epiphany. Step into your personal power. Do not discredit what others offer. And so next up, we also have this 10 of Earth, which is all about synthesis, that word, I can't say it, harmony, highest ideals, reward, inner peace, authenticity, grace, look within. That's exactly what these 2 cards are all about. So a time of reward, everything is coming together. Move through life with surety. Understand your place and purpose. Do not be daunted by change. Strength gained from experience. Why do you feel lack? Dissatisfaction and discomfort. So definitely this is about identifying where you feel lack and finding the reasons why. And then, if there's any sort of dissatisfaction or discomfort that you have in any area of your life, it's a time to address that. And again, slay whatever is causing those things to happen, holding you back from, moving forward to what it is you're meant to be doing in 2020. Again, how you start off this year with this month of January is really important, I feel like, for all of us. So next up, we have your animal insight cards for January. And look, we have the owl, which is totally related to the high priestess. So again, this is the insight. It's the intuition. Oh, and I'm pretty sure with this card, because I have pulled it before in past readings, it has to do with unexpected surprises. And that's what I was seeing here in your charms, like a reward being returned to you. But we'll get more in depth with that. And then we also have the bear here, which is all about, really it's about exercise. It's about getting out there and moving again. It's about waking from spiritual slumber. So again, a lot of you have been sitting or slumbering when it comes to your own sort of psychic gifts, or again, something it is that you want to achieve that you haven't been going after for a very long time. And so again, 2020 is I feel like the year of possibility and manifestation, achieving exactly what you set out to do and having it manifest. So with the bear, it's exactly that, waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. So after a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual guest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles, but you have no choice. Bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. So when this is in balance, it's talking about your inner strength, your personal power, yearning to grow, wanting this growth with the Hermit. When it's out of balance, though, you withdraw, you're lethargic, and you have this heaviness around you. That goes back to this, I feel like, identifying what feels heavy in your life and, again, cutting it away. And so how to bring this into balance is through movement and exercise. So some of you who have made, New Year's resolutions to go to the gym more, to work out more, change up your diet, stick to it. Do not procrastinate on that. And don't just you do it for this first month and then you don't do it for the rest of the year. You just need to keep it up with it because it's going to benefit you so much. Because again, this is all about your own inner journey here, definitely for January, if not all of 2020. So next up, of course, we have the owl, which again is abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. Again, you guys are very clairvoyant. You have some sort of clairability, and so you really need to nurture that and explore that more. So the owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi, or Lakshmi. No, Lakshmi. I can never say this one right. It's also Athena is another companion that has this owl. It represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma, and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite, which again, I feel like that is totally what this is talking about. It's like this boon, this treasure, whether it's a physical thing or again, it's your own clairvoyant abilities. You're going to discover it. You're going to learn about it. You're going to teach yourself about it. And then you're going to apply it in a physical way to your reality. And so when the owl is in balance, it's talking about being generous, trusting, and secure. When it's out of balance, money quarrels and scarcity. Stay away from scarcity mindset. That question of what is it you lack? Why do you lack it? Your mindset is a huge part of why. So how to bring it into balance is through an offering. So maybe, giving an offering to a specific deity, to just the universe in general might be a good practice for you, sharing that generosity. So next up, for a crystal that might be very useful for you guys to use in the month of January, we have rhodonite here. So let's go ahead and slide these over a little bit more. So with this rhodonite card, this particular crystal, we have the number 47, so that might be significant. So the essential meanings here with the rhodonite is so interesting because it lines up with some of the keywords from this particular card, which is harmony in relationships, easily connecting with others, generosity, receptivity, discovering hidden talents to share with others. Again, you guys are discovering your own hidden talents. And I just realized I did not read the fire card that we have here. So let me go back to that. That is the hero of fire. So that's the guardian, protector, savior, activist, honorable, integral, selfless, and honest. A person of noble qualities. Ordinary people who do extraordinary acts. A person who lies cannot be trusted. Put another's well-being before your own at this time. So again, that goes back to that generosity. And so accord others with respect and dignity. Avoid gossip. An opportunity for redemption. Give a second chance. Altruism or wounded ego. So again, I feel like it's really important. You just need to stick to your own sphere of things, what it is you're working on, and not worry so much about gossip that other people might be getting involved in. So going back to the Rhodonite, it's talking about relationships help us to reach our destiny and discover our purpose. And people will come into our lives to be our angels on earth, offering love, encouragement, and resources for building the lives we want for ourselves. Now is a time to connect to others in a spirit of generosity. For Rhodonite spirit is here to help you form healthy partnerships that benefit everyone. And that kind of goes back to the Emperor, because the Emperor, even though he is a leader, he is the master of his own domain, he's the Emperor, he knows how to work with others. He knows how to delegate power so that everything gets done, because he can recognize that he can't always achieve everything by himself. So again, I feel like it's part of the lesson that you're learning here. But I feel like most of you who pick this pile, you're still more in this realm. You know, you're starting off more in this realm of just kind of on your own, in your own hermit mode, and slowly awakening into more of building these partnerships. You know, allies can be invisible or come in unexpected guises to keep your eyes open. Listen to that little voice inside nudging you to reach out and extend a hand to someone you feel a connection to. This person might have invaluable ideas or solutions to offer you, or be the inspiration that helps you to find the courage to move into unfamiliar territory and express gifts you may have not known you had. So again, that goes back to maybe a mentor, a protector, or guardian of some sort that you might meet in January, whether in the physical plane or spiritual plane, who's really going to spearhead you into this new direction. Where was I? You know, the conscious universe works through people. So think about connecting today. If not to an old friend or someone you love, then to someone you've been too shy to approach. Heal the belief that you should do it all yourself. Exactly. That's what I was talking about with this. You're not meant to do everything yourself. You know, there are people that you can rely on and you can work with and ask for guidance. So we're in this together. We are meant to work in partnership, exchanging our gifts to better the whole world. So next up, the next two cards that I have here, one is sort of the thing that you really need to remember and be aware of for January. And that is, we have a cycle card here of decrease, and sort of the advice, it's overall advice for you for January, but I especially was sort of thinking of the advice to help you with this particular situation. We have between worlds. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two line up with each other. So let's go ahead and start off with this decrease card. Again, I feel like it goes back to that message that's popped up multiple times now here in your cards, which is, that lack mindset. You really need to make sure you're not coming into 2020 and, being stuck in that cycle for January of like worrying about if you're going to have everything you need, being worried about abundance or being worried about if you're going to have enough, and just kind of release that mentality of lack or decrease and think about how you can, feed and nurture yourself here. So a cycle of reducing energy. So crystal clear water drips through a woman's cupped hand, value slipping away. Upright, this card can reveal a period of real or emotional restriction. There may be a loss of money or a need for greater expenditure than previously expected. There could be some personal reduction as well, such as a child going off to college or getting married or moving away. In its most extreme state, decrease, upright, can be the severing of a relationship or the loss loss of a job. Don't panic. The externals may be changing, but you still hold the power of your responses. Let yourself go inward and regroup. So yeah, this is a time to let go, choose trust, and regain your strength, the Emperor. All systems, including nature and economy, have a time of reduction, a necessary period to gather strength for a time of transformation and expansion to come. This is true for you too. Move through this time with conscious awareness. Your inner and outer action now will create an energetic shift, one that will carry you through to the joyous expansion yet to come. And I feel like that's going to totally line up with this Between Worlds card, because I feel like, yeah, you're kind of in between these cycles. Maybe, this decrease happened more recently, and January is going to be kind of the time to come back out of it, especially by the end of January, I feel like. Understanding that this is the cycle that you have been in, and that, again, we had the infinity symbol in your cards. Again, it's a cycle. So it's going to happen every now and again because it's nature's way of regrouping, and it's a time of rebirth. We had cards that were referencing transformation for you guys. So that's definitely what's happening here. I also feel like for a lot of you, I'm just really picking up on this card here that, because it kind of looks like a double helix there, even though I think it's supposed to be like confetti, but that's just what it's thinking, like coming out into my mind. And so I feel like you guys are going to have a lot of like DNA activations in January. Again, that goes back to like getting in touch with these clairvoyant abilities. You might be having like a lot of experiences of remembering past lives, or kind of, again, just activating your own DNA, your own possibility, your own potential, and your power, again, your inner power. So the essential meanings here are transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. So between the worlds is where you must go. Let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There's a great freedom in the power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to be understood weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child, glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so, and you will not be disappointed. So again, you guys are in this time of transition, and it's important not to fight against that, or to, feel like it's going to last forever, because it's not. And so let's just go ahead and show your charms up here on screen again. Again, maybe one of these charms is going to be more significant for you that, maybe I didn't discuss, but it's going to send you a message that you need to know. Again, take note of the letters that we have here. And so with that, that is everything I'm seeing here for what you guys need to know for January 2020. If this reading resonated with you guys, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification if you do not want to miss any future videos. And if you'd like to help and support the channel anyway, I have links to, Patreon, Ko-fi, my Instagram. Definitely check out my Instagram if you'd like to join the fam there. And if you're interested in getting a personal reading, all that info is always down in the description box. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. For those of you who picked pile 2 with this Count Lucio charm here, as well as the Howlite Stone, we're actually going to go ahead and start off your reading by pulling some charms for your January 2020. So let's see. What does my routines need to know? All right, and I'm actually also going to pull some letters for you guys that might be, significant to initials, words, possible numerology that you need to know for January 2020. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have here. So we have a K, we have a Q, I, an S, an E, a V, and an I. So again, numerology speaking, 1, 11, 11 might be very significant. Maybe you guys are seeing 11, 11 a lot recently. We have 4, we have 5, and we have 10. So again, any of these letters might be significant to initials. Maybe you guys can create some words with it. I'm not going to attempt that. But again, comment down below if you can create some words out of that and maybe what the significance of it is for you. But we're going to go ahead and set these on up here so you guys can see them throughout the reading. And now let's go ahead and dive more specifically into your charms here. So, of course, we have some additional messages. So we have the messages of your greatest strength is love. An attitude of gratitude brings opportunities. So again, for January, have an attitude of gratitude because you're going to be surprised what it brings to you. Appreciate yourself and honor your soul. Again, a lot of self-love coming through. A lot of people I feel like are going to get that message. Prosperity is within us. Exactly. So the mindset that you have is what's going to cultivate, what you receive from the universe here. Again, a lot of people are I'm definitely getting a collective kind of thing going on here with a lot of blue, a lot of communication coming through for everybody, the breath of life, connection, the balance of, again, polarities, masculine, feminine. We have the Cancer charm here. So some of you might be Cancers or you have Cancer somewhere in your chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, Aries, Mercury, not Aries, Mars, I meant. Or, this is about being very imaginative. I definitely am getting that. For January, inspiration coming through. Your dreams are going to be important. Look at that. We have the message of be you. Again, this is all about claiming your independence, your power. Good things are definitely going to be coming to you if you set that intention. If you approach January from a place of prosperity, of gratitude, of being truly who you are, then you're going to receive that all in return. Definitely creativity is going to be highly important, and communicating your creativity to others, to the world, for yourself. Taking some more care in your own presentation. I feel like this is about really embracing your own unique style, not relying always on following the collective trend, but really just being comfortable in what it is that you resonate to. So wearing exactly what you want to wear, putting your makeup on, however it is you want to, just being 100%. If you want to dye your hair crazy colors, dye your hair crazy colors. Like, don't hesitate because you're afraid of what other people might think of it. It's like their opinion really doesn't matter. If they truly care about you, they truly, love and support you, then they're going to want to see you happy no matter what. And if that makes you happy, then that's what matters, I feel like, is the message coming through there. So let's go ahead now and dive into your cards here, starting with the tarot, of course. And we have the King of Pentacles, very Taurus energy coming through there. We also have the Four of Wands. Wow. And we have, look at that, the Nine of Swords. So I definitely feel like some of you have been very worried about really embracing who it is you are, being 100% your own authentic self, especially in the past. It could be something that's caused you a lot of stress. Maybe you've been having a lot of weird dreams lately that you can't quite decipher because it's so strange. It doesn't make sense, but it's like the messages that are coming through are of high importance. But you need to kind of release some of the worry about it. I also feel like this is about, again, a lot of the same collective energies coming through, like claiming your own power. And I definitely see that with something like the Four of Wands here, connection, partnership is going to be very important. That goes back to that 11:11 that I was talking about. This could be a message of your divine counterpart is coming in, whether it's your divine masculine or your divine feminine. pay attention to any possible celebrations coming up soon, weddings, the coming of spring is going to be important. This is, again, embracing your creativity, your sensuality, your sexuality, and again, being 100% authentically you, because it's going to bring in the abundance you've been looking for. There might actually be a strong, again, don't focus, when I say divine masculine or I'd say divine feminine, that's just the energy. I'm not talking about any specific genders. I'm talking just about the energy, because again, we all have both of those kind of energies within us, and we each, choose to express one more than the other. So again, somebody with a strong masculine energy, I feel like, might be coming in to help you with a certain project or a certain idea. And it's something that for some of you, you've been really stressing out over with that Nine of Swords being here. So let's also go ahead and look at what your key insight is for January. And we have this particular card, which I'm trying to remember which one this is. It is healing. So with this healing card, it's talking about healing, release, purification, forgiveness, transformation, and infection. So again, I feel like a lot of you need to forgive yourself for something. Maybe you have to forgive somebody else. Maybe it's like a father figure that you've had in your life. And again, standing more strong in your own power. I also see, again, that transformation is coming through. You're very sensitive, I feel like, to your environment. So you need to make sure that you're taking better care of yourself, better care of your body. But this is really talking about, to be human is to be wounded. A time to connect body, mind, and spirit and soul. Let go of definitions and labels. Again, that's kind of what I was getting to here. It's like some of you are holding on to certain labels, certain definitions, because you're trying to like fit into a certain like a certain tribe, but it's like that's not right. You need to embrace who you truly are without any labels. Don't even think about labels. Again, don't even label certain relationships, because I feel like some of you can get so caught up with that, because like, what does the label mean? Like, what's the significance? It's like, stop thinking about what is the significance of the label and start thinking more about the significance of what the actual like thing is. Like, what is the relationship? Why does it matter? It's not the label that matters. It's the person or the people or yourself that matters, not the objects. I don't know if that makes any sense what I'm just saying, but yeah, I feel like once you let go of the labels or the need to like try to fit into a specific group and just finally just like saying fuck it, and whoever accepts me just accepts me, that's when you will find your perfect tribe here. So nurture passions and seek pleasure, authenticity, honesty, and laughter. Find the source of disease and distress. That's that Nine of Swords right there. Find this, do what's necessary to increase well-being. You need to forgive. Do not dwell on the unchangeable past. Shift your attention. Do not allow your pain to hurt others. Seek treatment. Do not be afraid. I'm getting a feeling that for some of you, this has to do with your own gender identity. Maybe some of you are wanting to transition genders. And it's something you've thought about, but you've never been like, you've been too scared to ever like speak out about it or ask anybody or like try to seek out more information about what actually goes into it. This is the message now for January for you guys to finally release that. For some of you, this is again maybe like a physical ailment that you need to finally get over here with the Nine of Swords, locating the cause of it and finally remove it. But again, I feel like it's more so like a mental state for a lot of you, an emotional state that you need to clear out, that's you've been holding on to for too long. Again, that goes back to that forgiveness. But let's go ahead and move on now and talk about your animal spirit card for January. And we have the tiger. So I think it's really interesting. We have all these very strong feline energy coming out here. So with the tiger being present, this has to do a lot with feminine energy. So maybe a lot of you are working with that feminine energy. It's something you identify with. And so it could be that some of you need to bring in more of that divine masculine energy. But let's go ahead and find out more about the tiger here. So again, it's the lunar force, which is really interesting because look at that. And look what's on the tiger. It's that crescent moon, and there's the crescent moon. So again, I feel like that goes back to kind of like finding your perfect tribe and really being in touch with your intuition, following your intuition now. Ease and darkness, feminine energy. So the tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal. Our spirit's sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all hidden in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. So when this is in balance, it's talking about being passionate, strong, and sensual. So some of you, this is about really getting in touch with your sensual side. And that's definitely part of like the King of Pentacles. Even though he's very like grounded, serious, practical, knows how to work everything. Again, it goes back to that Taurus energy, which is very sensual. It's a mature masculine energy who is either a Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. Exactly. So, financial stability, generous, sound business decisions, strong work ethic, persistent benefactor. So again, that might actually represent a physical person that you meet in January, or it's about getting in touch more with like this Taurian. I don't know. I just keep going back to the Taurus energy, that nurturing energy, that healing, the luxury, the sensuality. But again, it could be either Virgo or Capricorn as well. But when the tiger is out of balance, it's talking about overstimulated, which kind of goes back to what I was picking up on this about being very sensitive to your environment, to substances. It's like, make sure that you're not overstimulating yourself, because you do have that sensitivity. So you need to be aware of it. How to bring this back into balance is through candle gazing. So that's basically like candle scrying, or like fire scrying. You stare into the flame of the candle and you just kind of allow the receptivity, to be open to whatever messages come through. And again, not trying to label the messagings. That's what I was getting to with your charms again. So scrying might be very important for you guys who pick this pile, because it's going to teach you how to not put labels on things and just kind of accept the images and the information as is without trying to necessarily put a definition on it. Because you don't need the definition. And it's so crazy, because the next card that I have here is a crystal card that might be very useful, or crystal that might be very useful to use in January. And we have Moonstone. Are you kidding me? Talk about the feminine energy, talking about the lunar cycles here. And you got Moonstone. So that is definitely crazy here. But let's see specifically what this is wanting to tell you. So this is card 37. So what the essential meanings are here of the Moonstone is intuition, insight, inner wisdom, and inner voice. Again, it's that High Priestess coming out again. But inner knowing, inner sensing, these are the talents that the conscious universe has bestowed upon all of us, but we have been conditioned to minimize their importance and instead pay more attention to the knowing that comes from experiencing life through our physical senses and logical analysis. Do you hone your intuition? Do you trust it, even when you can't point to a logical reason why you know what you know? Again, I feel like maybe some of you are really in that King of Pentacles energy where it needs to be logical and needs to be grounded in the physical reality. And that's why you kind of like, you need the labels. Like now I'm getting that Virgo energy and Virgo and Capricorn of like trying to organize everything and being very work ethic, work focused. And this is definitely a message if you guys need to get more in touch with your intuition and the things that don't make sense, the things that you can't label, that you can't explain, but you just know. Because again, you're getting these messages. They're trying to reach out to you, but you're fighting against it. And that's what's causing this inner turmoil with the Nine of Swords. So your message from Moonstone Spirit is to tune in and listen to your intuition. It will speak to you through an inner voice, an inner vision, an inner sensation that feels real because, well, it is. It has many ways of communicating to you. Now is a time to pull back the veil between the visible and invisible worlds. Trust that the hidden reality matters, and know that your intuition comes from the conscious universe, which possesses wisdom, knowledge, and understanding far beyond your own. So next up, the next two cards that I have here, I kind of pulled in relation to each other. And so the first one is sort of the most important thing you need to know for January. And we have this deserving in the reverse. And this is a consciousness card. And so the next card is your advice. Again, it's your overall advice for January, but it's especially advice to help you with this situation. And we have why. I don't know why that's making me laugh. It's like, why? Like, again, you guys like need to know the answers to everything. And basically what this is saying is like, you need to release some of that needing to know all the details and just kind of go with the flow more, I feel like is what's coming out now. And so let's go ahead and talk about this deserving in the reverse, because this is kind of interesting. So, your true worthiness. I see where this is going. So this card reverse brings a very important message to you. Your sense of deserving is seriously out of alignment with your truth. The things that you long for are falling away because you're filled with doubt and feelings of unworthiness. That's that 9 of Swords. Such thoughts of self-limitation block the opportunities and outcomes you long for, so you absolutely must get out of your own way. Why do you deem yourself unworthy? You may have been rejected in love, unsuccessfully at work, or even dismissed by your parents, but none of that represents your truth. Again, that's what I was getting back to, like, of really embracing who you truly are. And maybe it's like some sort of parental figure might be a cause of why you need to do this sort of forgiveness and this healing work. And that's coming back to this right here. Your worthiness preceded all of those experiences. You are a child of God, creator of all blessings. The divine legacy defines you and will always determine your true value and deserving. You can avoid this truth no longer. It's time to reaffirm yourself in every way and claim the self-esteem that comes from your soul. Even if you've never felt deserving before, you must open up to the worthiness of your internal identity. When you do, the joys of the world will open up to you. And so with this why card beside it, you have to find out why, you haven't, at this point, like, embraced who you are. Like, what has been holding you back in that sense? Why, for some of you, do you feel unworthy of certain things? Or why it is that you have to work so hard to achieve something when really you can achieve so much more when you trust, I feel like, is the message coming through. So let's go ahead and get more specific with that why card. So the essential meanings here are motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. There's a great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet of miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So again, you guys have to question yourself. Maybe why have you, to this point, why have you maybe relied on certain labels? Or why have you not communicated your message more? Or why have you not embraced this creative idea that you want to go after? Why have you not, X, Y, and Z? Finding out the why, what drives you, what motivates you. And if you don't like it, then you need to fix it and make that change. So again, take note of your Scrabble letters here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up, it's really interesting. I just realized, we have this little frog here, and look what's on this card. It's a bunch of little frogs. So again, frogs might be very significant. That's what I was getting to, that sensitivity. Also Cancer, that sensitivity coming through, sensitivity to your environment. Frogs, amphibians are very sensitive to the environment. They help to show the health of the environment. So those are your charms here. So with that said, that is everything I'm seeing here in your cards for January 2020. If this reading resonated with you, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. Make sure to subscribe and turn the bell notification if you do not want to miss any future videos. And of course, if you'd like to help and support the channel in any way, I have links to my Patreon, Ko-fi, my Instagram, if you'd like to check that out and join the Instagram fam. All that is down in the description, as well as how to book a private reading with me or me and my Pisces twin. So thank you all so so much for watching, and I will see you all right, in the next one. For those of you who picked the third and final pile with, of course, the Muriel charm here and the Smoky Quartz, we're going to actually start off by pulling your charms for January 2020. So those charms. All right, and I'm also going to go ahead and pull some Scrabble letters for you guys. So these might be, significant to initials, words that you guys can create, or, possible numerology for January. So let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we got here. So we have an I, we have an E, we have an X, we have another E, we have an N, we have an F, we have a G, we have an R, and we have a P. So again, numerology-wise, I'm definitely seeing 1 as a significant number, 1111 also, potentially. We have 8, we have 4, we have 2, and we have 3. And so, of course, if you can... Oh, I'm seeing one word. Pen. But yeah, you guys can go ahead and see what words that you can create. Maybe there's some significant initials here, but definitely comment down below what words that you see and you can make with these letters, because I'd be curious to know. But we're going to go ahead and set these up here so you guys can see them throughout the reading, and then we're going to dive into your charms here. So for your charms, we have the message of appreciate yourself and honor your soul. If we give happiness to others, we will end up happy. So again, I keep getting the same kind of collective energy throughout this whole entire reading for all the piles. And that's about, being generous, being authentic. There's definitely lots of messages coming through for a lot of people, a lot of communication. Be very mindful of crows when you see them, or ravens. I'm also really picking up on this right here. So my opinion is that you never find happiness until you stop looking for it. So that's something really important that you guys need to keep in mind for that pick this pile, as well as especially in relation to your creativity, to your sensuality, to your sexuality. It's like the minute you stop trying to sort of fabricate your own happiness and you just live in the moment, you live through your desires, through what drives you in that way. That's when you're going to truly find your happiness. I see a lot of new growth happening. I feel like there's a significance between, finding some old heirlooms, some family matters, unlocking the key to your own heart. We also have the message of, you got this. Exactly. You do have this. I'm definitely kind of opening up your heart. Slow and steady wins the race. There's a lot of old ancient knowledge here. The world is waiting. We have quite a few zodiac charms here. Wow. We also have transformation. Be very mindful of, again, the messages that are coming through, because I feel like there's more than just one specific spirit guide or spirit that is speaking out to you. I feel like there's multiple. There's some elementals around you guys. I definitely feel like, birds are very significant. Pay a lot of attention to birds or any sort of winged creatures. Pay attention to the night hours, to owls, hearing that sound. We also have the zodiac charm of Cancer, which is talking about imaginative. Again, your creativity. We also have Pisces with intuition. So again, pay a lot of attention to your intuition. It's the High Priestess coming out again, and the moon. We also have Aquarius with friendly, being warm, being, it's that if we give happiness to others, we will end up happy. We also have Aries here with courageous. I feel like some of you need to kind of like man up and just like go up to that person and say what you need to say to them. Again, you got this. It's like you need to have more confidence. And even if they don't reciprocate maybe your feelings or what the message is that you're trying to tell them, it's like what matters most is that you got the message out. And now that you can move on to, bigger and greater things, essentially. And of course, we have Leo here as well with being generous. Again, that message of generosity and gratitude is really big right now. So again, these can all be zodiac signs that are within your natal chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, all of that. So pay attention to Cancer, Aquarius, Pisces, Leo, or Aries, or maybe these are people that you're dealing with in January. But let's go ahead now and also dive into your tarot cards. So what do we have here? So we have Judgment. Wow. We also have the Star. Talk about Aquarius energy right there. It's such a pretty card. These cards are great. And we have the Chariot. Talk about Cancer energy. So look, so that's definitely a big one. So maybe some of you have maybe a Cancer or a Aquarius in relation to where your Pluto is, because that's what Judgment is. But yeah, Cancer and Aquarius are big energies right here. And really, like, this is really good energy. I feel like you guys for January have a lot of exciting things happening. Like, I feel like this is total major rebirth, rejuvenation energy. This is, driving forward with a lot of power, a lot of excitement, a lot of victory is coming, healing, answering your own inner call now, knowing that if you just keep moving forward, what you want, and like stop fighting against the tide. Once you stop fighting against the tide and you just go with the flow, everything is just going to fall into place for you. I feel like you can embrace your own sensuality. Like, that's just a huge message that I feel like is coming up for everybody here. Oh, I just realized there's the word green up here. You can create the word green. That's interesting. Let's see, what else am I getting from these cards? Music is important. Songs, your voice is very important. This is definitely a huge spiritual awakening kind of energy right here. This is the balancing of your polarities, of your masculine and your feminine aspects. This is your wake up call. January, you're starting off the month and the new year with just realizing what it is you really are meant to be doing, what it is you want to do, getting that inner peace back. Maybe some unexpected help might be coming for some of you. Yeah, again, learning that control, gaining that willpower, success is coming. So let's also look at the sort of key insight for you guys for January. And so we have the 3 of Earth, which again, I feel like that's going back to generosity, of sharing, of planting the seeds and watching it grow. We also have the 10 of Fire here. So this is alignment of all your chakras. It's that spiritual awakening coming through for sure. Like, you guys are much more ahead in that development than maybe some of the other piles in this reading have been. I feel like, wishes are being granted. I feel like your manifestations are going to be coming through, and you just need to keep cultivating it. Don't stop now. Like, the momentum is there. Keep it moving. Keep driving forward with everything you got. And so let's go ahead and talk more specifically about that 3 of Earth. So this is about ambition. Again, you guys need to really keep up with that ambition. Sowing seeds, groundwork, energy, investment, sacrifice, fertility, and outcomes. Time to make preparations. Risking future goals and ambitions. Investment/sacrifice equals reward. A time of restriction or adversity. People notice commitment and dedication. Increased opportunity. Be sure of your motives. Maintain intimacy and connection. And then with the fire element here, this is talking about doing, self-mastery, mastery, evolution, enlightenment, light work. So a lot of you are light workers, light being, discipline. So again, discipline, ambition, dedication, people noticing your dedication, recognizing how much work you're putting in, and, being rewarded for that work. Mastery of both craft and self. Take command of yourself and life. Take responsibility for your actions. Do not be a slave to outside forces. Order, structure is in simplicity. Be disciplined and dedicated. Stop making excuses. Act. This is totally action oriented. Again, it's that wake up call. It's the call to action. You can do anything you set your mind to and act upon. Exactly. Whatever you set your attention on will manifest. You guys are the star. You guys could be also star seeds. I mean, you guys have all of this light worker, earth angel kind of energy about you. And so this is the year to get that work started, to see it manifest. And so next up, we have your animal spirit cards. And you guys got quite a few. And so I'm really excited because these are some that I've never actually pulled before for reading. So we have mouse. We also have the horse, which is all about strong, powerful energy, movement. And we also have the spider. I've never pulled this card, so I'm so excited to see what this says. I don't know, like this pile is making me very happy. I'm really picking up, again, like we have all this beautiful colors, these rainbow colors coming through. So it's like major inspiration, just excitement coming through. So, and all of these are earth elements, I just realized. All of these are earth creatures. So earth energy is very strong right here. Getting grounded. So let's talk about the mouse. Detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. So the mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your enacting eye. So some of you might get too caught up in the details and again need to focus more on the bigger picture here. Even though you like how dedicated, how like specific and detailed oriented you are is a very good thing. Sometimes stepping back from a project, kind of like, I'm just getting the analogy that I've learned from painting. It's like a lot of times you're like up really close working on a section of the painting, and then you finally like take a break and you step back and you realize, what the hell have you been doing for the last like 3 hours? It's like, it's like that one tiny section, it looks great, but to the whole overall like composition, the color scheme of like the whole painting as its entirety doesn't look great because you focus too much on that one specific area for way too long and not address the rest of the picture. Okay, so that's like the analogy that's coming through there. So I don't know, that might resonate for some of you. But when the mouse spirit is in balance, it's about being organized, resourceful, and prepared. When it's out of balance, it's busy with no purpose. So again, be very mindful of your motives. Why it is you're doing this? Why are you dedicated to this thing? Make sure it's for the right reasons. So how to bring this into balance is through a meaningful project. So start one meaningful project in January that you're going to just keep working on. Maybe you're only going to work on it for a week. Or maybe you're going to work on it for 2 months. Or maybe it's a project that you're going to work on for the entirety of 2020. As long as it's one project that you put everything you got into it, I think it will be very beneficial for you guys. So let's also go ahead and talk about the spider next. So creator of prosperity through life's work. Creative prosperity through life's work, Dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of Dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It's hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere, but be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. So again, I'm getting like chills right now. A lot of you are extremely creative. You're very dedicated to your work. But again, don't get stuck on the results. Don't worry about the results and just think about the process. Because that's really, if you really enjoy what it is you're creating and what you're working on, the process is what brings you joy. It's not the results. Again, this is something that I can relate to, because I very much, when it comes to my own sort of art practice, I love the process. And sometimes it's like the end result, when I first see it, I'm like, I don't like it. But then like over time, I'm like, oh, I don't mind it so much anymore. Like I can see the value, especially because, you know, through learning that one process, it made me stronger moving on to some other project. You get what I mean? But when the spider is in balance, it's talking about being appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When it's out of balance, it's discouraged, tired, and forlorn. So how to bring it back into balance is through playful creativity. Again, whatever this purposeful project is that you need to do, it needs to be playful, it needs to be exciting, and it just needs to be for the joy of creating, not for an end result. So next up, of course, we have the horse with momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. Totally the chariot coming through. So the horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back toward any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. So a lot of you guys who pick this pile, you need to be working on exercising more, some sort of physical movement, as well as, you know, doing more daily meditation. You know, again, a daily dedicated practice is going to be so important for you. Being organized, having a schedule, keeping to your schedule is going to be everything for 2020. This is a pile here that I can strongly relate to, as I've gotten a lot of the same kind of message for myself through reading. So this is a bit of a collective energy, but it's definitely an important one for 2020. So anyway, when the horse is in balance, it achieves anything and never gives up. When it's out of balance, it runs away and feels weak. So how to bring it into balance is through strength training. And that can be strength training in any specific form. I definitely take it as both physically and mentally strength training, because that's what basically meditation is. And so next up, we have the crystal that might be useful for you guys to use in January, and that is chrysocolla. So let's go ahead and talk about this particular stone more in depth. And so the essential meanings here are speaking your truth, heartfelt communication, and right speech. So when you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and better life for you. Chrysocola's spirit's message for clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe loves is here for you today as you choose to speak up and speak out. For you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is very important. For you are a unique being with your own calling and destiny, and the conscious universe expresses truth through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth or speak up on behalf of someone who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noisy today. So it's really interesting. Every single pile has gotten a similar message to this about speaking up, using your voice, speaking your authentic self. So this is a big collective energy for a lot of us for January, as well as I just think 2020. And so next up, the next two cards that I've pulled here are, one is for the most important thing that you need to remember for January, and the other card is sort of the advice, overall advice, but also especially the advice in regards to this situation. And so we have an interesting card here in that we have intention with peace. Now, I think for this card, I'm getting the sense here that I'm going to read both the upright meaning as well as the reverse meaning, because I feel like there's two group of people where that message is going to apply in different ways. As far as the advice card, we have blessed. And look at the color scheme here. It's very, very similar. It's this piece, pink pastel color. So that might be significant for some of you. But let's talk about this peace card in particular. So it's talking about inner balance, outer harmony. So in the upright position of this card, A woman gently swings in a tranquil, sunlit sky while swans swim on a lake in the clouds. This card shows that there is a peaceful energy settling in our mind and manifesting in your life at this time. Gaining inner balance is a starting point to the peace and harmony you're trying to achieve in the world. If you haven't already mastered this intention for tranquility, know that you are capable of doing so now. There's an inner strength that comes from such activities as meditation and deep breathing. If you add healthy nutrition, regular exercise, and plenty of water to the regimen, you will achieve a personal balance that will then spread to every direction. The clarity that comes from peace of mind projects a vibrant light in the universe and brings a joyful harmony into all areas of your life. That is so crazy because that's literally what the horse was talking about right there. Meditation and literally like strength training, as in, you know, your nutrition, your exercise, and that's balance with the chariot. So also rejuvenation and healing with the star. Now, for the reverse meaning of this peace card, it's talking about receiving this card reverse brings a strong admission that your approach to yourself in your life, you are physically and mentally out of balance and your daily energy is all over the place. If this card reversed is near the fragment energy card, which it is not, it could be talking about, the difficulties that ensure could seem overwhelming. It's time to get the balance back into your life. Start by prioritizing yourself and your own inner peace. Create some gentle rhythm through rest, exercise, and regular meditation. Try to approach your tasks at a more leisurely and organized pace. The worry and inner conflict that you've been going through lately have taken you out of your power. Whatever may be happening, you don't have to be frantic about it. Intervene on fear and reclaim your trust. As you slowly get your balance back, you'll feel more in control and find that there's less to be worried about. So again, I feel like both the reversed and the upright meaning is going to resonate differently for everybody here who's picked this pile, because I feel like some of you are just realizing where your imbalances are, and so you're starting this work, while others of you are a little bit more further along on this journey, and this is just confirmation. This whole reading is confirmation that you are on the right track, while others, like, this is your message that you need to get started with, getting things back into balance, setting, organizing schedules, making sure you're meditating, making sure you're exercising, that you're eating right, you're getting all of your ducks into a row so that you can achieve what it is you need to achieve. So in addition to that, for your advice in regards to this as well, we have the Bless card, which is card 22. And so what this is talking about is essential meanings are something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is unforeseen, gift from the Spirit. There are moments in life when out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. So I feel like what the message here is once we all, get things in, balanced, you set on this intention of, doing your daily practices, doing your daily exercise, sticking to your schedule, getting your project done, the universe is going to definitely reward you. It's going to send you amazing blessings, and it's just going to be like, this is something you've always wanted, and now here it is, and you're just like, how did this even happen? Well, it happened because you got your shit balanced, I feel like is the message here. You set that intention. You showed the universe that you were serious about getting things started and putting in that work and staying dedicated to the work. And so you're rewarded for it by being, graced with these blessings. So with that said, let me go ahead and bring back up the charms so you guys can take a closer look at them. Again, there might be a charm here that's more significant to you than what I was necessarily reading off the bat. So again, you got this. That message is so important. And, of course, take note of the letters. I'm very curious to see what words you guys, make with that. And so thank you all so much for watching. If you, resonated with this reading, please do leave a like on this video. Comment down below what you thought about it. Make sure to subscribe and turn the bell notification if you do not want to miss any future videos. And of course, if you would like to help and support the channel in any way, there's going to be links to my Patreon, my Ko-fi, to my Instagram, especially if you would like to join my Instagram fam. That is all in the description, as well as how to book a private reading with me or me and my Pisces-Twin. All that is always down in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.